Hey Pam,
Nice
how are
to
you?
see you. I'm good.
Good,
How are
thanks.
you?
Doing great.
Good.
Yeah, thanks for having me over.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. It's nice to see you. I was at Rancho Amigos Medical Center as the vocational rehab counselor on the brain injury team. So that's where the passion first got started, helping people with brain injuries go back to work.
And when was that actually?
The year?
Uh-huh.
That would be 1975 to about 1983.
Mm-hmm. And you were really one of the pioneers, I recall, with an interdisciplinary team approach to occupational rehabilitation and vocational rehabilitation.
That's right. The things that we were doing at Rancho back then, when I go to meetings now, they're talking about teams, and I'm always like, well, we did that, in the 70s. That's what we did. And they're talking about working together and the whole approach of vocational assessment yielding jobs. And it's like there's nothing new. This all existed 35 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
When I was at Rancho, everybody was so knowledgeable and so passionate about what they did. And unfortunately, that's carried over here. The last licensed therapist I hired was 17 years ago. So we have a team that's very experienced and loves what they do and has pursued excellence in their field. The other thing that we do here is the vocational part of rehabilitation. Since I personally am a rehab counselor and believe in going back to work, that's infused in all areas of the program. Getting better, having a purpose, having meaning in your life, and work is a big part of that. Or school or volunteering. Some of our folks didn't work before, and that's not their goal. But if they were a mom and managed a house with 4 kids, we want them to be able to do that. If they were in college or if they were going to college, we want to give them the skills to do that. And if they were retired and want to get back on that boat, we take them fishing and make sure that they can still get on the boat safely. Or I can't tell you how many adapted fishing poles our occupational therapist has either purchased or been able to modify herself so that people can enjoy their avocational interests also.
Pam, there's been a real debate in the professional community about how long rehabilitation takes, and one of the arguments that I've made is that we really have to make a great distinction between brain injury rehabilitation and the other kinds of, for instance, musculoskeletal rehabilitation. That brain injury rehabilitation requires much more time and much more patience. Would you speak to that a little bit?
Oh, well, you're so right about that. A brain injury affects every part of your relationship with the world. It's not like a broken leg where you just can't walk. A brain injury affects your thinking and your putting information together. Lots of times your physical functioning, and those things take time to heal and just to reintegrate if you're going to have to learn new strategies. So that's the other part of rehabilitation with the brain injury, the teaching of compensatory techniques and strategies to make it so that you can function again.
Mm-hmm.
And the field of rehab is always changing. Now with technology, there's a whole new level of independence we can get folks to using the technology of today. But it doesn't happen in 14 days or 30 days or 60 days. It's just a long process.
Mm-hmm.
And last year we had a lot of engineers, and every one of them went back to what they were doing, from designing safety seats to airplanes to designing television sets and the high technology that goes into there. So that's always very exciting. And then we just had a lady who was a mom of 4 kids, and she was planning this extravagant party for her in-laws' 60th wedding anniversary. And when she came here, we were all like, oh my gosh, this lady can't plan anything. And by the time she left, she had lists and she planned it, and the party was perfect. And so that was really important to her. Well, the house is a 4,500 square foot house on an acre of land in the city of Orange. We're a one-story house, so we're totally wheelchair accessible. And we have a very large front yard, and we use the front yard for therapy. A couple of weeks ago, we had a celebration. It was very hot, so we had a balloon toss contest, staff and clients. Again, it sounds like fun, but it required hand coordination and some physical skill to stand there and try and catch the balloons, and a lot of laughing as they were popping all over us. So we've set up volleyball nets. We run soccer drills in the yard. So it's a nice therapeutic place, and especially for our younger clients who were very physical before, it's a good place for them to practice skills that they're going to be using when they go back. And then we have, we're sort of in the country here, but we're like 2 minutes from markets. We have a college right at the corner, so we can easily access the community also.
And so you help clients get integrated back into the community?
Yes, we do a lot of training to reintegrate in the community, whether it's bus training or going to school or marketing. We spend a lot of time in the markets where we're organizing. We go to malls. We practice stairs at the college. They have lots of stairs at a college, and so the clients can learn their skills there. Mm-hmm. And we like the house because that's where they're going to be living. They're going to have when they go home, there's a normal kitchen, there are normal bathrooms, and so they'd be learning skills that would easily translate into their own environment. We have 3 separate work benches, so as clients are involved with projects, clients get to pick a project that's meaningful to them. But we've had clients make little chairs if they had children, or little tables, and they can set up their project and have their work bench and then plan their project and know it's safe. We, a few years ago, got some power tools because we had a lot of clients who were very skilled craftsmen and carpenters and wanted to use real tools. So all those are under lock and key and only can be used with supervision. But as folks are thinking of returning to a job that uses that, then they're permitted to use that with safety equipment and staff supervision.
Great.
But, yeah. There's a nice variety of projects going on out there. We also have, not to leave out people who don't use tools, we have a sewing machine, and for clients who might have, sewed before or crocheted before, we also have tasks. We have a garden, so people who want to get back to gardening, we can see how they do in uneven terrain, using their hands to plant. Mm-hmm. And so there's a wide variety of activities to do.
Being a Southern California native myself, I appreciate the fact that you're out here in the foothills of Orange. It's just a gorgeous setting. I think it's probably one of the most attractive rehab facilities I've ever seen.
Well, thank you. We really like it out here. And there's so many people from Southern California who don't know this exists. They haven't been to the eastern end of Orange County. And when I give directions, sometimes people can't place it. So I'm like, well, do you know where Disneyland is? Just keep driving another 20 minutes and that's where we are. So that kind of pinpoints it for them.